And I'm with my friend James Autry with Serving Our Neighbor, and he is our volunteer coordinator for Compassion to Action. And Compassion to Action 2024 is coming up right around the corner, and I am so excited for what the Lord is going to do. We've got all kinds of different speakers that are coming in that are just great men and women of God. We've got great worship teams that are coming in. I am so excited about having Upper Room with us at Compassion to Action 24, hosted at the Portland Convention Center, August 29th through the 31st. And I'm fired up for what the Lord is going to do. You know, one of the things that I am really excited about, and first of all, if you haven't registered yet, you need to register. You can just go to our website, compassiontoaction2024.com. Register today. Registration is only $15. If you have an issue with $15, please just message us and we'll let you in, no problem. If $15 is an issue, please let us know. But one of the things that I'm really excited about leading up to Compassion to Action 2024 is worship and evangelism on the streets on that Tuesday and that Wednesday, right before Portland Compassion Action 2024, starting on August 29th through the 31st. We are going to have worshipers and evangelism teams spread out all over the area. In fact, we're believing for over 100 locations of worshipers and evangelism teams that are spread out. James, do you remember when I shared with you, man, I see people, worshiping the Lord all over this place, and evangelism teams being spread out, and you reminded me of a word that Cindy Jacobs gave. You would just share that word really quickly.
Yeah, certainly. In 2003, Cindy Jacobs was here in the Portland area. She was prophesying over Oregon and Washington. She saw worshipers on the streets. She saw worshipers in the boats going up and down the river. She just saw worship, just people just getting out and just worshiping God out in public. Nothing organized, just people everywhere. And she said that this was going to release unprecedented harvest. So I shared that in writing with Chris right a couple months ago, and he just like, what? That's what I saw.
Yeah, so it's incredible what the Lord is doing. And right now, we've got churches that are jumping on board, that are passionate about soul winning, passionate about seeing people get saved, healed, and delivered. So what can you expect every single night? I want to tell you this. Every night, in the midst of the worship, in the presence of the Lord, we are expecting impartation of the is going to come, and people are going to get saved, healed, and delivered. So we strategically set up this whole region to 12 different zones. So in the midst of the presence of God, worship, there are going to be gospel presentations every single night. And we know that those places, that the convention center, the all will be full of people getting saved, healed, and delivered. We know that the Lord is going to do something mightily. Listen, if you are in America right now, I want to tell you, get your hopes up. God's not done with America. God has an incredible plan for America, and God wants to set people on fire in their eyes, purity in the breath, with no compromise. Listen, this is America's time. This is America's time. This is people's time to be able to say, I want to stand for Jesus. I want to be bold about my faith. And, God's going to break the fear of man off of people's lives. And I'm excited about having the Upper Room with us. I'm excited about having Kim Walker Smith with us. I'm excited about having Anastasia with us at Kingdom Movement, and Hannah at Oceans Music. And listen, if you're an evangelist or you lead an evangelist movement, we want you to come here, descend on the streets here in Portland. The eyes are on Portland. We've seen it across the news. The eyes are on Portland. And we're going to have equipping a time at Compassion Action 2024. We're going to send thousands of people out on the streets. That's the vision. And from August 29th to the 31st, seeing people get saved, healed, and delivered. Some of the speakers that we're excited about having is Sammy Rodriguez. Sammy Rodriguez is going to be with us. Many of you guys have heard of Sammy Rodriguez. He's going to be with us. Very excited. He's going to kick the night off Thursday night. Sammy's going to be kicking the night off, and it is going to be fire. It's going to be fire. We also got our good friend Ross Johnson that's going to be with us. Ross Johnson, many of you guys have heard his story, his testimony. If you haven't, you need to check out his name, Ross Johnson. Ross Johnson was raised with two moms, and Ross Johnson got radically saved. And this young man, he's a young man, he's around 29 years old. This guy is a radical evangelist for Jesus Christ. And so we're going to have Ross with us. And then one of the things I'm really excited about is having our friend Patrice. Now, everything I'm talking about, just go to the website, compassionaction24.com. You'll be able to see the speakers. You'll be able to see the bands. Patrice is going to be with us, and we're going to have a panel on business, kingdom business. Here's what you need to know is those that are that have been anointed to go into business aren't just anointed to make money. No, that's a big mistake. Those that have been called into business, those businesses were created on God wants, I believe it, God wants to have those businesses become ecclesias, where people can get saved, healed, and delivered. In 1905, in the Portland area, businesses shut down for an hour over lunch, and they begin to pray and intercede for the lost. I feel something wonderful is getting ready to happen here in Pacific Northwest. The word is this: whatever happens here in the Northwest is going to impact America. It's going to impact America. So I just want to encourage you, get your hopes up. We're also going to have some other individuals. Daniel McCollum's going to do some training and equipping in the area of prophetic, hearing the voice of the Lord and stepping out and sharing it. We're going to have our good friend Jenny Donley that's going to be talking and sharing as well. And many other individuals that are going to be with us. Bishop Garlington is going to be with us. I'm so excited about Bishop that's going to be with us. Faleke is going to be with us. This is going to be an absolutely amazing time. So what I want you to do right now, go to the website, Compassion Action 2024, check it out, register today, and then don't just register, volunteer. If you're coming from a different city, we want you to volunteer. Right now, last time when we had a gathering like this, we had around 500 volunteers. Let me just say this. If you live in the Portland area, we need you to volunteer, but the greatest thing that we want you to volunteer for is disciple making. Because after people get saved, we want them to walk with a new disciple maker, someone that's going to walk with them, someone that's going to model. What does it mean to walk with Jesus Christ? What does it mean to follow him? What does it mean to obey him? So if you're watching right now and you say, man, I want to register, and don't just register, but volunteer as well. Volunteer, become a disciple maker. If you love the Lord, if you've been a disciple yourself, I want to encourage you to make disciples as well. And God will use you in a powerful way. I'm very excited about that. Just excited, James.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be absolutely amazing.
It's time. I keep hearing, since January, I keep hearing the Lord say, it's time. All that we've been working for, it's time. It's time to reap the harvest. Especially in the marketplace. I had a guy got saved on Tuesday. I went
just
to a
the other day, yeah.
Tuesday, I was at a business meeting with the Palau Association, Together PDX, and so forth. And I came downstairs. I sat down in the lobby. Papa said, "Sit down." And this guy just unloaded TMI. He said, like, too much information. I said, "No, let me pray for you." I prayed for him, and as I opened my eyes, he's weeping, I'm weeping. I love on him, just share with him that he invited Jesus into his heart, and then I said, invited him into his life and into his marriage. He was on the verge of divorce. His wife has called the cops on him, put an anklet bracelet on him. He had all kinds of these felonies that were against him. She was just like, way crazy, but all that was removed, and yet he was in this vulnerable place where he reached out and he reconnected to Jesus, and he said, he stood up and he hugged me, and we're both in tears. And that just happened on Tuesday in the marketplace. Guys,
in the marketplace. It's time. You know, leading up to Compassion Action 24 and the summer here is we have been doing also block parties every single weekend. This last weekend, we call them our pre-events. This last weekend, we saw people getting touched. We partnered with the church called The Way Church in Vancouver, Washington. It was amazing to be able to see the people that are getting saved. So if you're watching right now, you even want to come to some of our block parties that are happening and you want to be a part of it, we've got gospel trucks. So what we do is we roll up into a neighborhood or we roll up into a church, we partner with people, and then we just preach the gospel. And that's happening every single weekend leading up to Compassion to Action 2024. So we'll be at a location this Sunday or this Saturday as well in partnership with pastors and leaders to see people get saved, healed, and delivered. So want to remind you as well that we're also going to be doing this every single Thursday. Every single Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to go live. We're going to give you some updates of what is happening. And I'm excited about your involvement. I'm excited about what God is going to do in your life and through your life. You can share this broadcast. Once again, go to the website, CompassionAction2024.com. And I cannot wait to see you at Compassion Action 24 at the Portland Convention Center on August 29th through the 31st. God bless you.